Hello everyone, Drew Campbell here from the Global Performance Nutrition Institute, aka the GPNi. I'm very proud to firstly announce the very new version of the ISSN Sports Nutrition Specialist, aka the SNS International Certification. Now, we've been working extremely hard over the last 3.5 years since we began introducing and working with the International Society of Sports Nutrition certification programs courses. Now, the courses we've been doing up until earlier last year were all offline. And in that evolution, we're always upgrading the content with the experts. One of the experts I have in the background here, Dr. Roger Adams, who's been working extensively on upgrading the material, as well as the many other experts we work throughout the world on upgrading the material. But since COVID-19, there has been very many other areas that we're upgrading and improving the content, as well as the way you can view the content. So in 2020, we were doing live streaming, which was very successful in many regards, but to upgrade things more so to allow people to access the content anytime, anywhere in the world, as well as access the experts and the research, we've decided to do on demand. So without further ado, we will be very shortly introducing the new website, which is the thegpni.com, as well as the on-demand content. So at this moment, we'll have the Endurance and Marathon, EMNC, Endurance and Marathon Nutrition Coach certification. That is already filmed and ready for online, as well as we're about to launch the International Society of Sports Nutrition, SNS certification, which quite frankly has been a great deal of work for all of us, upgrading the content and materials, you could say, for 3.5 years, because it's been an ongoing process. And now we're filming it with two of our amazing experts that have been very heavily involved in doing this, Dr. Roger Adams, Dr. Reed Reel, and many of the other experts as well behind the scenes. So without further ado, I would like to bring on Dr. Roger Adams, who would like to talk a little bit about the new SNS, the new format, and the many, many upgrades we've made to this course that was already a great course, but now it's an exceptional course and really stands well and truly above anything else on the market globally. So, Dr. Roger Adams, you're in the background, and welcome.
Hello, thank you for the wonderful introduction, Drew, and I'm so pleased to be a part of this brand new genesis of online content. It's been wonderful working over the last 3 to almost 4 years on the SNS and on the content with the ISSN and the GPNi. And the SNS is really just a fabulous course, and having been fortunate to teach it in person for many, many years, to see now bringing it not only on a streaming platform like we did last year, but now also to do it where we can put it into modules and download it, and so we can reach a broader audience. It's just very, very exciting. So I'm just really happy to be a part of this evolution of this course. So as an instructor, as a professor, my goal is to teach people nutrition and teach people sports nutrition, and to be able to reach people globally and to reach as many people as possible now with this concept and with the new GPNi website. That is coming to fruition, and it's just really exciting to be a part of this.
Absolutely, Roger. Now, we have been working on this, as you know, for 3.5, it's almost 4 years. The 1.0 version was incredible, and it was already groundbreaking at the stage. And that was the offline version. And then we made many series of improvements for the live streaming version. Now, this 3.0 version, can you explain some of the upgrades and additional content and modularization and all of the work that went into, because it's by far the biggest upgrade we've done so far to the certification and the course?
Well, yeah, the upgrades that we've done has allowed a lot more delivery of content. You know, when we taught the course in person, you know, there wasn't a lot of, you know, go home and study and do a lot of things on your own time. Okay, you delivered the course for 6 days. You took the exam on the 7th day. Okay, so now we have the ability to put together sort of a workshop type atmosphere where we can give homework assignments, we can give you know, ideas about different situations with athletes and different sports, and then we can say, okay, what would you do? Could you put together this concept for this kind of athlete, and talk about it, and they can put together their own programs. And so this kind of upgrade gives them more kind of a hands-on approach to where they're actually applying it a little more. It's not just drinking from a fire hose of information like the in-person or the 1.0 was. It's actually getting the content, getting the information, and then as they're studying, actually learning to apply it as they're going along. And so I think that is a big tool that was missing from the 1.0 version.
Excellent, excellent. I believe we've also, not believe, we were all very much part of it. It was many people involved in improving it. We've also improved the modularization aspect, so it has a more chronological flow. When you're teaching offline or even live streaming, because it's live, there's more. You don't need it to be modularized or in as much chronological or in chunks order. But in this new version, things flow at a much more chronological order. So it's easier for people to understand the content. And in addition to that, the examination now, a little bit different, will be taken after every major module. So instead of people waiting to the very end of the course, sitting down, doing the exam, they'll be actually passing every module as they go through it, which is a little bit easier for people, not necessarily easy to pass the exam, but a little bit easier for people to follow.
Right, and that's an excellent point, because with the 1.0 course, as you're teaching it, sometimes the concepts didn't necessarily flow from one to the other, because you had, you know, introductory nutrition, you had a lot of sports nutrition concepts, you had a lot of biomechanics, and it wasn't necessarily one concept flowed perfectly into another. You had to cover everything in a 6-day format. With the modularization concept, right, and that again, that's sort of like the, you know, the carrot that's there at the end. That module 8 is there because when we went to 2.0, that's when we added the workshop. That's when we added the homework assignment, if you will, which is kind of a test of putting all the knowledge together. You know, can you create a plan for an athlete? Can you create a plan for yourself? And that was done on your own, and that had a little bit of access to the experts, but not necessarily real time along the way. Now with 3.0, you know, once you've completed those 7 modules, with that 8th module, you're going to get some access to the experts. You're going to be able to present that topic, that presentation that you've done. So that's a really key motivating factor to make sure you get all 7 of those modules done and passed. And so that's a unique offering that a GPNi has put together that really makes this a unique course that I've really, honestly, in the 25 years I've been in the fitness industry, I really haven't seen anything like this, that you know, gives you the certification, gives you the knowledge, but then it gives you access to the people that actually created the course. It's really a unique opportunity that I'm really excited to be a part of.
Yeah, absolutely, Dr. Roger. It's something we're very proud of, and I appreciate your hard work on this. We certainly couldn't have done it without you and everyone else. It's been many hands make light work. I think the biggest thing of difference is actually exactly what you pointed out, is the access to experts. yes, there are other on-demand courses, maybe not as high level or as cutting edge, or using the ISSN research and many of the other research that we work with and the experts that we work with, maybe not quite that level, but still on-demand content. But what they don't offer, and which is, I think, very unique and the biggest benefit, is the access to experts. Now, being in the modern world we're in at the moment, online, mostly this will be through live streaming, Zoom-like technology, but it gives a chance for people to access. It doesn't matter what language, because part of what we're doing as well is translating and allowing people to be able to, yes, in English language, but also Japanese, Korean, and Chinese language, the various languages we're already working on, but at the same time launching other languages in the near future. But the course itself on the on-demand is around 80%. So in that 80% on-demand, which you can access anytime, anywhere in the world, and almost in any language in the world, that's about 80%. So you can really digest, go through things in a chronological order, and then when you understand enough, then you can access to experts through that 20%. And that's through a live format. So literally asking you live, or any one of the other experts live, questions.
Right. And again, that's something that, I've been doing this a long time, and that's something that I haven't seen with online CECs, online panel discussions, even live workshops. Just having the time afterwards to pick someone's brain or to present your project to someone, I think that's key, because I would see that as a student or someone going through the process as an opportunity to say, wow, I can actually put together my project and present it to the professors is a big opportunity. I know, 15, 16 years ago when I took the CISSN exam, or however long ago, maybe longer, been a long time, forgot, had I had the opportunity to actually put together the project and present it to the people that wrote the exam, I mean, that would have been a really, really neat opportunity. That was, before we had download online streaming and all that kind of thing. So that wasn't even, available. So this is something, again, that is really unique. We're on the bleeding edge technology offering, something that the GPNi is doing. So again, it's unique. It's cool to be a part of this, and I'm really anxious to see how everyone enjoys it. It's really going to be neat. It's really going to be a nice opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. The reason we have that, apart from just the access to experts element, which is key and something very unique to us that others don't have, but it's really the most important part is the application of knowledge. It's very easy for some people to remember exam answers and pass an exam and go through the content,
sure.
blah, blah, blah. But if they can't use that knowledge that they've acquired in everyday life as a coach or a fitness professional, or just we don't even just have coaches. I mean, just recently we had a gentleman, his name's Mark, that is a professional chef, and he works in the plant-based protein industry in a very large business, and he wanted to upgrade his understanding of not just nutrition, because there's general nutrition and there's performance nutrition. He wanted to understand performance nutrition and upgrade his skill set, but he really needed to understand of how to apply that in the everyday world. And this access to experts and the presentation elements really force people to apply their knowledge, present their knowledge, and really test it in front of a live community. So they will have to present live, not just in front of yourself, Dr. Roger, but also the rest of the class.
Yeah, having that practical application, I think, is key, because again, like you said, studying from a book or from a journal or from a class is something that's important. It's important to acquire that knowledge, but then actually using it and having it in a practical setting is different, and that's that real world aspect that we're looking for, and it's taking it out of academia and using it in the real world. And that's what a lot of the people, not everyone, but a lot of the people that are taking the course are looking to do. They're looking to use it in the gym. They're looking to use it in the physical therapy clinic. They're looking to use it in their private practice. How can we take our knowledge and actually use it? Now, there's going to be some that are using it in a more of a sterile setting when they're in the university, and that's great. But there's going to be a large percentage that are saying, how can I use this for my clients, or how can I use it for myself? So it's important for them to be able to take that knowledge, apply it in a practical setting, and this is a great opportunity to do that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I'll start summing up now, because I know it's quite late on your end with the different time zones we're in. But just a couple of very quick points I wanted to make is the technology that we're using and all of the other benefits that students have with the GPNi and the back end membership program. So beyond just having the ability to access the on-demand content anytime, anywhere, and followed in chronological order with exams after each module, you also, as a member, as a student member, you'll be able to access a lot of unique member-only content. And that's going to be very unique, and that's something we've been working on for a very long time. And that will also be unique to each country language, which hasn't been offered before. So if you're in Japan, there'll be a bunch of membership benefits related to your local language and your local one of our own country partners, and China and Korea and et cetera, et cetera. So it's really localized membership benefits, which up until now hasn't been offered. It's been predominantly in English language. So I think that's something also key for the students.
Yeah, I think that's again, that's important, because then it feels like, it's personalized to them. It's not, they're downloading something that's on the other side of the world. They're actually having something that's very personal to them. It's delivered content to them. It's local. It's in their home language, and it's easy for them to understand. But it's also something that's custom tailored to them. And that's something that I've always done with my own private practice. I've always custom tailored everything, and that's something that I think that is, again, sets this apart from a lot of other programs that are out there, is that it's meeting people where they are, not expecting them to meet where we are. So again, it's a very different, unique concept.
Absolutely. Yeah. I would like to say, although the world seems very far apart in recent years, with modern technology and the way we're approaching things, we're trying to bring the world closer to the experts, closer to the research, and really creating a bridge that hasn't been built before. And I think that's something unique and something we're all very proud of approaching. So just to reiterate, this course will be in multiple languages. Firstly, English language, which is obviously my mother tongue, or Australian language is my mother tongue, and American language for Dr. Roger on the other side of the world. But nonetheless, English language will be the default language. But we also will have the other languages, firstly, which will be in Japanese, Korean, and Chinese language. And actually, within the Chinese language, there'll be two different versions, and then, of course, simplified for mainland China. So that's another unique aspect of what we're doing, and that will be immediately launched. And we are also looking for other country partners and language partners in many other parts of the world. So if you are watching this and you're looking at a unique opportunity, you are in the fitness space as a fitness entrepreneur or a nutrition entrepreneur, or you're already doing fitness certifications and you're looking for a unique opportunity, we are looking for country partners and other language partners to utilize the content, the experts, and technology we have. So please get in contact with us and find out more. Okay, Dr. Roger, any final words from you about this unique, amazing new course, the ISSN-SNS 3.0?
No, it's just as long as you have some translators that can translate Australian and Texan English into regular English for everyone. So I think that will help. But no, I think that we've covered everything, and I'm excited again to be a part of this, and I'm ready to get started.
Sounds good. Thank you, everyone. And please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And you'll find us at the GPNi, and our website, the GPNi, GPNi.com. The website will be live, public, July 1st onwards. And please follow us to learn more or get in contact with us through the website. So thank you, everyone, and we look forward to you joining us and joining the Access to Experts at the GPNi. Thank you, Dr. Roger.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.